in there.
There we go.
All right. Thank you. So welcome, everybody. My name's Nate Grobman. I'm the 2021 Band Booster President. And so on behalf of the board members, we'd like to welcome you to the 2021-22 music program. So before we talk about the Band Boosters, let me quickly hand over to Mr. Hummel for a quick introduction of himself and the other band directors. So Mr. Hummel.
Yeah, howdy. So for those of you who have already met me, hello again. And if you haven't met me, I'm Mr. Hummel. I'm going to be going into my third year here at Desert Mountain. I taught drums here for about 5 years, and then when my predecessor left, I took over the band job. Last year we had the addition of an orchestra director, Mr. Burton. He is not here with us tonight. He's in Iowa with his family right now on vacation, which is awesome for him. He and I are both from Iowa. I went to college at ASU and Drake in Iowa. He went to Iowa State and then NAU, and we both kind of ended up down here, and coincidentally enough at the same high school. So all things band, you can reach out to me, bhummel@susd.org, and then all things orchestra, you can reach out to Mr. Burton at aburton@susd.org.
Excellent, thank you. And there's a slide on Mr. Burton. All right. Well, in that case, I think it's back to me now. So Dawn, if you want to move to that next slide. So greetings, everyone. Once again, Nate Grobman here. In case you're playing along at home, I'm Australian, not English, right? I was born and bred in Australia. I've been in Arizona in America for about 7 years now, loving it. So I could say I'm an Arizona native, but I really can't be. I just wanted to introduce myself, but more importantly, the rest of our booster members and the board members. We have Leslie, the vice president, treasurer is Dawn McKeever, and secretary Mike and Eva Myers as well. And so, you know, when I came to America, I fell in love with the high school music and the high school bands. My kids started playing trumpet, and we joined the marching band. I had no idea. I went to Friday night football, and I loved it, absolutely brilliant. And one of the things that I noticed was the show. It was like the marching band show was amazing, and this year will be no exception. And I fell in love so much with the band. I joined the Band Boosters and wanted to be part of it, to give more back to the students. And that's what we do, right? At the Band Boosters, we're here to support the kids, and support our students, and make sure that they can have their music bands. And we support all the ensembles in every way we possibly can. And, you know, whether that's uniform management or the pit crews or volunteer work, right? The props, oh my, the props are going to be amazing. Mr. Hummel just showed me some of the things we got going for the kids at band camp as well, some of the swag for that. So, you know, this is all stuff that the Band Boosters assist with, but I'm not going to take too much more from that. Dawn's going to talk about that. But before, let's proceed, and let me hand over to Dawn to talk about the Band Boosters, and from there. Thanks, Dawn.
Hi, I am Dawn McKeever, and I have a senior daughter coming into the band program, and I have a freshman son, so I got both sides covered there. Also, marching band is part of our lives, completely enjoy all the aspects of the program. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about is the fees and dues. It's always one of the first questions parents end up asking because the kids don't. And so we wanted to explain to you that there's two different aspects financially to the band program. One is on the left side of your screen, you see the class registration fee. There's a school fee, just like for any fine arts or for yearbook or whatever it might be, there is a school fee that's completely separate than the Band Boosters. We don't decide on the fee, collect the fee, or do anything with the fee. That fee does go to the band program. It is used for lots of band things, for all the things that you can read there. I'm not going to read the slide to you, but a lot of it has to do with instruments that are owned by the school, replacement of those instruments, maybe stands, so on for instruments, uniforms being purchased for bands, busing if for any band event, so on. That, as like said, is all controlled by the school. On the other side of your screen, you will see the DMHS band boosters. So that is the fees that we collect, and I'll go into the actual amounts later. But we wanted you to know is we have a lot of ways to use fees. We are not hurting for ways. The main thing that we want to do is support the kids with instruction. So we try to bring in as many clinicians and, just staff to support them. There's nothing like people to get music across. When it comes to the different programs, there is a lot of use for funds for marching band, so those fees are a bit higher. The marching band fees specifically go to pay for all sorts of events, the transportation, the props for the shows. There's just an endless list. So like I said, I'm not going to read them to you. I do want to tell you that we also do support the kids with having fun. So we help to put on banquets and do swag and just do all the things that kind of brand the bands and make them feel part of it. And this is across the bands. We support the orchestras, everything. So if your kid plays musical instruments, we will be there for them. Sometimes there's this feeling that it's only marching band. It is not only marching band. We care about all the bands. And we welcome all the volunteers. We especially do want parents that are not involved in marching band, because you can help us to support orchestra and things of that nature, which we want to be there for. So anyways, that is 2 separate fees. I won't be talking about the school fees. The band booster fees, this is the schedule. So marching band camp, which is 1 week in late July, is $75. That fee goes to help support some clinicians that we bring in, and I shouldn't really say clinicians, they're staff. They're actually there to teach drumline and so on. And then just some various miscellaneous costs. We do things like provide t-shirts for all the kids, so on. The marching band and color guard dues. So we do consider our color guard part of our marching band. All of those kids will be asked if they can contribute $225 per family. That has a lot to do with competitions. It is expensive for us to go to competitions. We have to rent trucks to transport things. We have to pay for all the props. It is expensive in Denver. So $225 is actually, when you look across the schools, not too bad. And we have a complete season for that. Nothing is spared. Each of the concert bands and the orchestra, they each have a $65 dues request. So you will have your school fee, but those do have a dues request. Those are primarily dues used for clinicians, for the instructor to bring in supplemental helps, maybe something unique. So Mr. Burton for the orchestra, and then Mr. Hummel for the other bands will be utilizing those funds. And then jazz dues. And I'm not sure this year if jazz is before school class or how that's working, but there's opportunity for jazz band, and that also has a fee, and we use it for very similar things. We did want you to know up front that there is, for marching band students, we have uniform fitting day. We'll talk about that later, but at uniform fitting day, there are some items that we have to sell to your children, and those are not included in these dues. So the actual marching band uniform, for example, is part of the dues. They don't pay anything more for that. We clean it, we take care of it, we do everything. However, socks, shoes, wristbands, anything you're gonna sweat in like that, we give you the pleasure of buying, washing, keeping. And other than that, I think that kind of covers it. Did I forget anything, Nate?
Oh, I think you got it all, Dawn. Thank you. Okay, so let's move on. So moving on, let's talk about our meetings. Mike, do you want to take over from here?
There we go. I'm unmuted. Yes. So we have a meeting. This is my wife Eva, and we have a meeting every month on the first Tuesdays of the month, and we have a board meeting, and then following the board meeting we have a general meeting in the band room, and it's just Yeah, at 6 o'clock. So it's a great opportunity to be involved and learn more about the band. We have lots of open positions, and with the COVID year and screwed up year we had, we didn't get a chance to really talk to anyone, and are in great need of a lot of help. And we have a lot of positions listed. You can see the positions that are listed here below that would really be great if you could, yeah, they're available. I mean, we need help with the uniforms. Lita did a wonderful job with that, and now they're in college. And fundraising, a volunteer coordinator. We need help, with both concert uniforms, all the uniforms, the marching band uniforms. We need a concession stand coordinator. We need someone to help coordinate with the pit and the drum line. We have, someone would like to help with the newsletter. That would be greatly appreciated. Our photographer, her son is a freshman, so in college, so we need a photographer. Sign up genius coordinator. So it's really, will be our 8th year doing this, and we really have enjoyed every year of it, and would love to have some help. So yeah, thank you, Nate.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Eva. Yeah, that's great. And yeah, so as we alluded to in our note the other day, it is a volunteer organization, and it takes a village. And we really do appreciate any help and every help that we can get. So if you feel, there's something that you want to help with, please, look us up, contact us, and let us know. But before I delve too much into that, Leslie, why don't you go into some more detail of where we really need some volunteer opportunities?
Sure, Nate. Hello, everyone. My name is Leslie Yankowski, and I do also have a senior. She plays flute, and for me, the reason why I got involved is essentially I realized not too long ago that these years are going by way too fast. And so I just wanted to take the opportunity to, get involved, spend as much time as I can, participating in some of the things that my daughter likes to do, and get to know her friends. And I tell you, it's been a really rewarding experience. Have met some great people. The board this year genuinely is a lot of fun to be with. So I'm happy to volunteer, and I have the honor to sort of, go over with you the opportunities. They are a lot, and I don't want to get into the weeds and talk about each and every one of them. I do recognize some names that are, on the call tonight that have been around. So some of this is repetitive, and I believe there are some new people too. Just realize that it does take a village, I call it an army, basically, to pull off a successful football game or a competition. In both of those examples, for marching band and even for orchestra and concert band and jazz ensembles, the uniforms are very important. So we mentioned earlier, we need a coordinator for that, but not only do we need a coordinator, we need volunteers to help run that smoothly for every event, because we distribute those to the kids at the beginning of the event, and then we check them in. So as you can imagine, with 50 plus band members, it just takes coordination. With the concession for football games, it's a great opportunity to accrue some fundraising dollars, and we just need people to help with that activity. Pit crew, for those of you that don't know, is essentially volunteers working with the drum line to move all the big equipment from the side of the field at the football game during intermission, or just right about intermission, right before intermission, excuse me, when they perform, to the football field. So they're ready for their performance, and obviously for competitions right before they compete. So that generally takes, a dozen people or so. And oftentimes it's very easy for folks and volunteer parents to come that are at the football game to come down to the field and help out during that period of time. For the competitions, though, we really encourage parent involvement, because we do need that same sort of village to make it work. I don't really want to get into all of the details, but just know that there are a lot of opportunities, not just for marching band, but for also the other ensembles. I did want to jump to the next slide, and then I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about why you want to volunteer. So if you could just jump to this next slide. This slide talks about fundraising, anything we can do to raise more funds for the instrumental music program really benefits everyone involved in the program. As you can see from everything we've talked about, props, all of the different staff members, every meal that we provide, every swag or t-shirt, et cetera, it all costs money. So this isn't really a discussion about, money as much as how we can help fund the program. And just for a few minutes, I wanted to say, why would you want to volunteer? That's not necessarily the thing that we all like to do all the time. But just know that number one, you make a difference. It does take a lot of people to pull off these different events. I would say between 15 and 20 people on average for each event is necessary. The more hands involved means the more hands involved, less work for each and every one of us. So that's number one, you make a difference. Number two, it's the social engagement. Participating is fulfilling and it can be very fun. I like Brian, and Mr. Hummel has a smile on his face and he's shaking his head. It is. You get to know the band directors. Hello, how cool is that? And you get to meet and have fun with other people. Not only that, you're providing team spirit for the school and for the kids that we all love. Number three, you will be appreciated. And by being appreciated, I hope that makes you feel good, but you would be appreciated by not only your child, but the students in the band directors, and the booster board. Volunteers are really the heart and soul of this booster committee. So if I can't say anything, it would be that you would be appreciated and your work would make a difference. What you can expect from the booster board is clear communication. We will respect everyone that's involved, and we will also listen to any recommendations that you have. So with that, I hope I've left a little bit of an impression about why you want to volunteer and make a difference with the band, all the bands and orchestra. Thank you, Nick.
Thanks, Leslie. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Now, everyone, I just want to say, did everyone see the note where it said truck driver?
Yeah.
Right. We all saw it say truck driver, right? Let me tell you, I've done it. And if I can do it, anyone can do it, right? Because this thing is so much fun. It's like driving a boat. So no, in all seriousness, there's no special skills required, right? Truck driver, it's just like driving a car. So, that's probably the trickiest thing that we do. But yeah, many hands do make light work. It's so much fun. Just going to the Aboda festivals, it's so much fun, right? And just watching the students work, they all pack the truck, right? And everything, and just watching them putting it all together and just working as a team is amazing. And then getting out on the field and doing the show is absolutely phenomenal. I love it. So anyway, enough of that. Let's move on. Eva, do you want to take us through what's coming up in the next month or so?
Unmute. Am I unmuted now? Good. Well, lean forward. Okay. Coming up, they have another marching rehearsal next Tuesday morning. It says 9 to 1, but I heard through the grapevine that they're meeting at 7 to 11. Is that correct, Mr. Hummel? Okay, good.
Yeah, we actually moved it forward today to avoid the heat.
Yes.
It was pretty unanimous from the kids that they wanted to do 7, which blew my mind.
Yeah, so, I know, me too. But
yeah, I'm gonna put that out in an email later this week.
So the first upcoming event next Tuesday is from 7 a.m. to 11. And then they have band camp the last week of July 26th. And I also heard that'll be at the high school, whereas the Tuesday rehearsal will be at the middle school, Desert Canyon again. And then we'll switch back for band camp at the high school, Desert Mountain. And the last day of band camp at 5 o'clock is the end of camp parent performance, but it's really the student performance. And I don't know, Mr. Hummel may have a few surprises for the parents, possibly. And then on August 3rd is our general boosters meeting in person, or you can still visit it online. And then uniform fitting day is August 14th. And if you don't want to volunteer right away for anything else, uniform fitting day is typically all hands on deck. So anybody you can give a few hours, it would be much appreciated. Then you can see how much you like volunteering and, you know, seeing what's going on with your students, because they really don't want you involved in their life too much other than that. So anyway, I had to throw in that part about volunteering, because even when we haven't volunteered a lot over the years, we've always done uniform fitting day because they need everybody. So it's a good place to start if you haven't volunteered before. And I guess I'll throw it back to Nate or Brian, or excuse me, Mr. Hummel. Oh,
I'll catch
whoever
Eva.
you are. Okay.
Thanks, Eva. That's great.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. So yeah, so just hitting up our last slide here today. Firstly, I do hope that this has been informative for everybody. I did see a question in the chat. Have the dates for the festivals been published yet? I'm not sure about that. Mr. Hummel, do you got an answer for that?
Yeah, I'm assuming, Bonnie, I think that's about marching band. And I can send out a PDF version of this too, but in the band app, your kids actually have a calendar that's complete through the end of the season, including the competition weekends. So those of you who are planning vacations and things like that, I tried to keep every other weekend as best I could completely open, so that we can be on one weekend and then off another. So you'll be able to find all those in the band app, and then probably in the next email I send out, I'll also throw those in.
Yep, and we'll also make sure we keep all the dates up to date in our newsletters as well, and up on the website.
And there was another question, Nate. Does band camp include lunch? I think we started talking about that and we hadn't actually settled on it.
Yeah, I know we talked about snacks. I just wasn't sure if there was a ruling because of the school and COVID. Right, so we do.
That's right.
We do need to get back on that one.
Can we get back to everyone on that? Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And then from the Einhorns, absolutely, yes, you can join the band app. I actually encourage parents to join the band app. It's just a way that you can, I mean, what you'll see in it is a lot of schedules that are posted. The kids also post some pretty random photos of them when they're at rehearsal, doing things like that. We shared some photos from what you're doing over summer break. And then when we're in the school year, I tend to use the calendar a lot in the band app, and then also the chat function, which all the kids are able to chat with each other in there. But I am able to monitor that chat. Yep.
Who do we volunteer to? Send a note to president@dmhsband.org, vice president@dmhsband.org. We'll capture from there and come straight back to you. Thank you.
And if, you know, the other option in addition to an email is please attend that August meeting, and hopefully that will be in person, and, you know, we can talk more specifically about what you'd like to do, or email, either one.
Yeah, absolutely. And the August meeting, that's a good call, Leslie. It's we wrote there that it's either in the band room or online. We're still working through this escape of COVID, if you will. So if it's online, a link will be published, but we're all busting to get back in person. So
what time do you need to be at uniform fitting day?
That's a great question. We haven't actually got all the logistics on uniform fitting day sorted out yet. We will have that in the next week or two, and we'll publish that out. It's typically a full day, and I think the year before, what we did was we actually staged it depending on levels and bands, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, and that uniform fitting day is on the same day as a Saturday marching band camp. So all the other ensembles will come in during the morning time. So that's when we'll do orchestra, that's when we'll do concert band, things like that, and jazz band. And then the marching band kids will do their fitting after camp that day. So they'll already be at the school. They'll go straight to their uniform fitting and finish it out that way. As far as the specific times, I think we still need to sort that out.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions?
I might offer a quick plug if I can, Nate. I think we're at the end of the slideshow now, right?
Right.
Yeah, I want to say thank you, first of all, to all of you being here, but I do want to give a shout out to the board that has been working, especially through the last year, which was the craziest year of my career so far, through the COVID year. And none of it would have been possible without an awesome support system of parents, both for the students and for me and Mr. Burton. The kind of stuff that the boosters have been awesome about here recently are these swag bags, which I now have a lot in my house because I didn't go to the school today. So we just traded houses. So they got us these cool bags, and all the marching band students actually got these cool water coolers with the marching band logo on them, as well as these hats with the logo. And then of course, these shirts with the same logo. And then I did not know this, Leslie and Don, but there's sunscreen in here too, which was a pretty good ad, I thought. One of the kids was like, "What's in my bag?" when I gave it to him today.
Welcome to Arizona.
So this is but only an example of the kind of influence that a booster program has on really any program at the high school. And the way that I've always liked to think about it is band programs are a three-legged stool. The first leg of the stool is the staff. That's me, Mr. Burton, all the staff we bring in to work with your kids. The second leg of the stool is your students. And then of course, the third leg of the stool, which I'm sure none of your kids told you, that you're also signing up for marching band. You're also signing up for orchestra. That's really the big difference between junior high and going to high school music, is not only did your kids sign up for orchestra, but so did you now, at least a little bit. Because you'll attend the events that they go to watch them play, and you'll get to see all those things. So this three-legged stool really depends not only on me, your students, but also you whenever you can and want to volunteer. I will say, and I think the people who've already spoken kind of lended this already, but it is way more fun with more parents, way more fun, because nobody's stressed when there's more people helping. So if you do want to help, the more the merrier, because it's easier on all of us, and we get to be a little bit more relaxed about it, because I believe Leslie hit the nail on the head. It does take an army. All you need to do is go to one of our events and watch, and then think about what this would be like without volunteers, and you will realize why it takes so many. We need truck drivers. We need any and all chaperones. We need uniform people, all that kind of stuff. Just because that's how this works, that's what makes the program tick. So like I said, I just want to, give my shout out here, because I'm very thankful for all of you, and especially thankful for the boosters here in the past year, because you've been awesome. So thanks.
Thanks, Mr. Hummel. All right. In that case, anyone extra? Any questions? Any thoughts? Everyone want to go and?
I'd just like to thank Bonnie. She's volunteered for Uniform Fitting Day. Thank you, Bonnie.
Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you. All right. Well, in that case, thank you everyone for attending. Look forward to this 2021/2022 band year, and it's going to be exciting and fun, and I'm sure the students are going to have a lot of fun this year. So thank you all very much. We could probably close the call, and we'll speak soon.
Look forward to seeing everyone. Bye.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for coming. I'm gonna stop the recording, and then if anybody wants to stay on and ask any questions about marching band, because I know almost everybody here is a marching band parent. If you have any questions for me, I'll go ahead and hang on the call briefly. But thanks again, boosters. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome. Thank you.